It is a very big weekend for fans of WWE as the city is hosting two big events, SmackDown tonight and the Elimination Chamber tomorrow night. The first marquee event hosted here since WrestleMania 18, and that was back in 2022.
And you may recognize that face right there. Hometown favorite Trish Stratus getting back into the squared circle. Gian Lee is standing by with Trish Stratus this morning. Hey, G, good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Courtney. That's right. I am sitting next to the one and only Trish Stratus. Good morning.
Good morning.
I can't believe in all these years of my career, this is my first time chatting with you.
I know, and I've seen you for all these years in my career as well. It's our first time chatting, which is crazy.
Congratulations. You are having a big year. 25th anniversary in the WWE.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And it kicked off big. Like it was like, okay, this is like, it kind of like settled in that it was the 25th year of my career.
Yeah.
But then all these amazing things have been happening. It's been like since we started, it's just been like, bam, let's go.
And then you're sharing something really interesting to me. Your partner is 25 years old, 26 yet, right?
Yeah, my tag partner.
Yes.
So even the fact that I'm wrestling
yes.
at 25 years into my career is wild
100%.
and kind of unheard of, you know, especially for a woman. And so yes, I'm teaming up with Tiffany Stratton, and I was talking to her. So I made a big return at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which is our big WWE event. And it was a surprise. I came in as entrant 25, so that's kind of how we kicked it back into the wrestling world. And then I was talking to her, and I had worn, like, I'd like to do callbacks for my fans. So I wore the color scheme that I first debuted in, like pinks and grays. So she was like, I love your outfit. And I said, yeah, it's actually a callback to my debut. I said, you might not even been born. When were you born? She tells me the year. I said, okay, well, you were one. And so it's kind of wild that I'm like, you know, and the neat thing about that, like what it comes down to is like, I went back 2 years ago and I worked with the generation that like talked about the work we did as the females in my generation, that they were inspired by our work. Like people ask me, did you always know you wanted to be a wrestler? And I say, I no way, because it wasn't a possibility. There wasn't anything for me on TV to say, oh, I can do that, right? And so once we did the work, and I'm saying us, like the girls back in the 2000s, the early 2000s, we were doing our work and establishing that, like, hey, we're going to knock down the preconceived notion of what a female can do in the ring. Yes. You may not expect this from us, but we can go like the guys can go. But it took us time. We had to go, we had to prove ourselves, we had to do it. And over the few years, we did get that space. We had the visibility that the guys had and things like that. So that was an amazing and inspiring time. But then, so what had happened, the girls now coming up got to see us and said, and now, so they were going, I was inspired by Trish and Lita and these girls that were part of that generation, and they're actually to say, I want to grow up and be a wrestler because of the work we were doing. So that was cool. So now to be with someone like Tiffany, is another generation, is wild.
It is wild. Yeah. You broke down those barriers and you're still going. So you're making an appearance tonight at SmackDown.
That's
so thank you so much for joining us this early.
Yes.
And then tomorrow, the Elimination Chamber. This is a big weekend for you.
It is. I mean, listen, anytime I get to come home and be in front of my hometown crowd, I'm just so happy that part of my 25th anniversary was to come back, and the shows are here. And it's a huge show. SmackDown's going to be huge. It's going to be at the Scotiabank Arena, and I get to just, that's where I retired. That was my final match, was at the Scotiabank Arena, Air Canada Centre at the time. And now I'll go into the stadium show, and it's like 35,000 people, and you know, my friends and family, and like my kids are going to be there, and they've never seen me wrestle live.
Ever?
Never. No. I know, it's crazy.
That's
they've seen me on
a real
TV,
treat.
but to be live in person, and it might be the first and last time they've seen me wrestle as well. You know, because I don't know. I don't know. With wrestlers, we say we're going to retire, but we sometimes don't.
I don't know. The story continues always. And then Elimination Chamber, come on, John Cena's going to be there, The Rock. Like, this is a big treat for all the fans.
This is huge, and the city is super excited. There's some, not many, but there's some tickets available still, so people can still come. But it's going to be a sold out event for sure. And Toronto embraces wrestling, so you know, and they embrace their hometown girls. That's for sure. So I can't wait. It's going to be super exciting.
And congratulations, you are now going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. That just came out, right?
Yeah,
you deserve that honor.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, WWE Hall of Fame, I'm a Hall of Famer. 2013, I got inducted there. But like when you go, it's like there's people who have done this their entire lives, and it's like these are your friends and colleagues who live, and we talked about living and eating, you know, news, right, as from you. And for us, it's like the people that are in the world of wrestling, for them to then look at my career and acknowledge it, and you know, select me for their class of 2025 is pretty special.
I know, right up there with is it the Richmond Hill Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
No, you know what? I loved it because you know, there's the people that are acknowledged are people that contributed to our community,
Yes.
right? Coaches and people that molded kids. And so for them to like, it really meant a lot to me for them to look at my career as a sports entertainer, but see it as sport. I mean, gosh, we are, as you know, we talked about some of my broken bones earlier. It's a physical sport, of course it is, you know, but then we combine the performance behind it as well. So for them to acknowledge me for their Sports Hall of Fame, it meant so much because, I mean, first and foremost, I am a big advocate for sports, women and you know, young girls in sports, and I feel like that's what make us stronger, you know, adults as we grow up. So it was a big honor, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you are getting your flowers.
Thank
you are
you.
truly breaking down barriers. And Trish, I'm so happy we finally got to have a chat.
Me too, yeah.
So you definitely want to catch Trish SmackDown tonight at Scotiabank Arena, and then Elimination Chamber tomorrow at Rogers Center. Ticketmaster.ca. Limited tickets left.
Come see me.
Yes.
It's gonna be stratifying.
It's going to be
I had to say it.
there you go.